Hello everyone, welcome back. So from this video, we're going to be starting a new lecture series in a software Primavera P6 Professional. So in this video, because this is the first video, so we'll just discuss about the history of Primavera P6 and we'll just understand that why was it invented and how is it useful in engineering and in today's studies that you are doing, right? So in the construction field and in the civil engineering and maybe the other fields as well, which are related to project management and engineering management and construction management, it is usually required, and not even engineering but other than the engineering fields, like there can be anything which is related to the management of a project where you're having a lot of tasks and you have a certain time interval to finish those tasks, and then you also have a budget, you also have resources, equipment, machinery, and everything from the budget to the resources to the machinery to the elements that you're using to the tasks, handling these things, managing these things, monitoring these things, and trying to keep an eye on this thing and update them according to the progress that is happening. This is very difficult task and you cannot do that manually easily. So this software Premiere P6 is specially a tool that will help you to do all of these things related to managing a project and monitoring a project and executing a project, updating a project, and then finally finishing the project, right? And even you can take more advantages out of it. Now on the screen, let's discuss the history and basics of the software. So on the screen, you can see that the name of the software is written, which is Premiere P6 Professional, that we're going to be discussing. Now there is another version of the software which is not Premiere P6 Professional, but it is something else. So this Professional means that it is the desktop version of the software. So there is another version which is a different explanation and it requires different set of lectures. We'll not go into detail of that, but just to give you an idea, that this is the Premiere P6 Professional is the desktop version, which is in your computers, and in your desktop you just click it. If you're even not online using your internet, you cannot be using your internet, you can just work on that. The other software is the enterprise software. It is a web version of the software. It is you can access it online, and the advantage of that is because you can just think that because it's online, so it means that different people can access it, and by different people you can actually give the access of that system or that software of your enterprise or your project to your team, and everyone can work on that project together, because this is not something that one person can do. Sometimes people have to help you to do that, your team have to help you to do, so that's a different version. Although they're almost similar in use, you can, if you understand this one, you can easily uh, understand that one as well. So the desktop version is the one that we're going to be discussing in these series of lectures. So Premiere P6 Professional, let's discuss its history. So here you can see that, okay, before history, giving you idea of what are we discussing, we're discussing what is Premiere P6, its significance in engineering and not even engineering, in other fields as well, and its evolution. I remember that once I was giving a lecture to a student online, and he was actually trying to learn Premiere P6 because his company told him that we have to work on this, and his company was related to a sort of a food manufacturing company, something related to that. So they were working on the software. So it's not basically civil engineering or electrical or mechanical, something related to food manufacturing. So it's required in that project as well, right? So if you see that food manufacturing is an ongoing process, is a consecutive process, and a lot of tasks are happening. The time is important, the material is important, the cost is important. So you have to manage everything. So a software is required in this case, right? And then its evolution, we'll also discuss about that. So we have discussed a little bit about what is Premiere P6. Its significance in engineering, we have just touched that a little bit, although we're going to be doing that in the upcoming lecture. Significance in engineering is that, for example, if there's a construction project, so construction project before you even start a project, you have to plan, you have to do surveys, you have to make the drawings, you have to approve it. So everything needs to be noted somewhere, and the time intervals have to be decided, the cost for everything, the people or the team have to be decided, you have to pay them, you have to have a calendar, and you have to also add that calendar to that software. Because imagine that your project can be having maybe the work days of 5 per week and 2 days of you can say a break like Saturday, Sunday. But maybe there are some people in your company like who have to work 6 days a week, and just one day, which is Sunday, can be off for them. And then there can be some people who have to work maybe 7 days a week. So for all of them, you have to define a different calendar, and you have to, according to that, judge them. Like you have to judge them according to that means that you have to see that how much work have they done, how much cost or how much salary you have to give to them according to these days, and you have to monitor them, manage them differently because they are belonging to different calendars and everything. And not only calendars, there are different other attributes on the basis of which we divide our team and our project and our material, our machinery, etc., etc. And then we manage them, monitor them. So it's a difficult task. So that's why this software knows everything from A to Z, that what is required for managing a project perfectly. And you will find everything in this software. So that's what we're going to be learning. So that's its significance in engineering. In engineering, there are different tasks happening. Some people are working on structures. Some people are working on environmental factors. Some people are working on electrical factors. Some are working on mechanical factors. Some are working on maybe other things like we can say that transportation engineering, geotechnical, geological, earthquake. So you have to assign different categories for them, assign different tasks for them, assign different managers for them, salaries and costs and resources, and just monitor that, right? So that's what we're going to be doing in this software. Let's discuss about its evolution. So this software was basically invented 38 years ago, which is 1983. When it was invented, so it was, but the company was Primavera Systems. And initially they invented P3 and short track versions, which were related to project management. So it wasn't P6, just like today it is Primavera P6. It was P3 and short track. In 1983, Primavera Systems released its scheduling program, Primavera Project Planner P3. Right? So that's where the journey of Primavera project management software began. Then later on, you can also see that there were two versions of this software, P3. One was the Primavera Project Planner DOS or DOS core launched in 1983. So this is related to DOS. You can check it if you're a computer enthusiast, or if you know about these computers things, so you will know what is DOS. So it's related to that. It was based on that. So previously the computers were DOS versions and people used to work on these type of computers. So that's why it was in 1983 it was released as that version. Then later on in 1994, when the things got updated, the computers got updated, and there was need of a different version of the software. So they also invented a Primavera P3 Windows interface, launched in 1994. P6 was introduced in 2005. So you can see there's a gap between the P6. It was introduced in 2005. So they had short track, they had P3, and they had the P6 version. In 2008, the Oracle Corporation acquired Primavera. So if you're opening the Primavera P6 somewhere, so you would see that there's an Oracle written somewhere. So that's because they got it in 2008. And after 27-year version life, Oracle ceased the sales of P3 and short track, and they just it finished on December 31, 2010. And the only software that was left was Primavera P6 by Oracle, and they started focusing only on this software, and it's just even present till now. So that's the software that we are working on today, which is Primavera P6, and you just saw its evolution. So I hope you understood about understood about the history of the Primavera P6 and a little bit of its understanding and why we are using that, how is it useful, and what are different types of Primavera P6. So this was just a general and basic discussion. So I hope this video helped you to understand about the basics and the history and the evolution of Primavera P6, and you got a little bit of idea about why are we using this software and how is it useful. In the next lecture, we will continue with opening the software and checking inside it at how can we work on that, how what type of tools are there, and how we can use those tools to build a perfect project management tool for us. So thank you very much. Do subscribe the channel and we'll meet in the next lecture. Take care.